Hello friends, this is Vidyut Vishwas and welcome to my channel Hidden Gem of Stock Market by Vidyut Vishwas. Today I will discuss about a company named Aurobindo Pharmaceutical Limited. And we all know this is a pharmaceutical giant. And friends, today I will discuss about the business model of this company and which segment of the pharmaceutical. We all know the pharmaceutical having the formulation and API part. Some players are making API and some players are doing the formulation, and which part of this pharmaceutical business it's dominating. And also I will discuss about the technical chart of this company, how technical chart look like, and at the end of the video will conclude the how the actually the what is the, at the present situation should we enter here or not. If we will enter here, what will be the stop loss of for this company. So friends, I will discuss detail for this company, and at the end of the video what will be conclusion. So before starting with the technical analysis, I want to share with you something. Friends, if my video is good, so please share with your like and comments at the video, and also please share with your friends, and then I will get the more view and it will motivate me more to make the new videos and new sharing with you. And if you really like my video and want my all my updates time to time, so please join my Telegram channel in link given at the below of this video. So friends, now let's start with the technical chart. Friends, if you will look at the technical chart, see here, it's a started its journey upon the almost 300 level just 3 months before, and within these 3 months is almost given the more than 300% return within the 3 months and time frame. And see the journey and see the volume breakout. It's never given this type of volume breakout in the recent past. This zone volume breakout is a superb from the bottom to, and still now also volume again improving. And if you will see now is here is a question is after this type of run and 3 times within the 3 months, should we enter or not. So here friends, as per technical terms, one thing is always told, the buy at high and sell at higher. I also always believe at that word. So buy after some confirmation at high and sell at higher. So see here, if we see the technical chart, see here what technical chart actually saying. See, there is a high, all-time high at the 2015 January. So there is a almost 900 level, and again at the same year 2016 October there is a high at the same level, and after that it started correction and corrected up to the 300 level. So almost is a more than 5 years, is a 5.5 years consolidation, and after 5.5 years consolidation it's running with a huge volume, with a good volume, and given the all-time breakout. With this, see, after 5 years consolidation is given a breakout, good breakout, it's always very good. It's always this type of breakouts always run like a rocket, always run like a rocket. So as per technical chart, it can give still double return within 1 year to 2 years time frame. So obviously friends, there will be obviously some stop loss also will be there, and where to put the stop loss after the end of the video, at the last slide of this video I will discuss. So at a one word, technical chart is superb with a superb volume build up and superb all-time breakout. So this type of chart always launch rocket. So now some fundamental. See, there is a so first I will start the revenue mix, and from the revenue mix is business segment will be clear. See, it's at the FY20, it's the revenue mainly coming from the formulation business, and from the formulation business is the 86.6% revenue coming from the formulation business, and from API business coming from the 13.4% business. So it's mainly as the, so that means it's a giant at the formulation business. So it's almost 87% revenue coming from the formulation, and also 13.4% revenue coming from the API business. And see the how the formulation business constantly dominating. At the FY16 also scenario also little bit the same. Is almost 80% revenue coming from the formulation, and API the 20% revenue coming from the API business. Now, how the formulation business growing? See the picture. Formulation business growing almost 2 lakhs, 2 lakhs million rupees revenue. It's getting from the formulation business. 2 lakhs million rupees, and it's a more than 50% of the formulation business. That's the 1,14,835 million rupees. It's giving from the US market. So that means almost 55 to 60% revenue of the its formulation business generating from the US business, and its growth. And see the formulation business growing with a growing how it is growing. Actually, from the last 5 years, it is almost stagnant. But from the this year, FY19 to FY20, it's growing 24% growth is given. And see at the US market, which is giving the 60% revenue of the formulation business, almost 55 to 60%. It's also growing with the 22.7% compared with the 8.19. And at the this year, it's filled the 55 ANDAs ANDAs with US FDA, including 19 injectable, and received final approval for the 22 ANDA, including 8 injectables. And total, it's at his lifetime, it filled 586 ANDAs with US FDA, and still now receive approval for the 425 ANDAs, including 28 tentative approval so far, and launch 34 products, including 7 injectable products. And as per IQVIA data, total RX market share has been increased to 8.5% in for the last 12 months, ending April 2020, vice versa 7% of the previous year. So see here, this market size also increasing, and it's the 59,218 million and rupees the revenue coming from the Europe market. That means is the almost 30% of the total revenue. So almost 50%, 55% revenue coming from the US market, and 25 to 30% revenue come from the Europe market. And 19.4%, they also there is registered a growth of the 19.4% growth last year. And see the 13%, 13,551 million revenue coming from the rest of the growth from the is a revenue from the growth markets like the is the Brazil, Canada, Colombia, South Africa, like that. And this business also growing with the over the 8.19 is the 13.5%, and also is a 5,500 million, 500 million revenue coming from the antiretroviral business. Is the it's also registered a growth over the 8.90 to 8.19 to 8.20 is the 28.7%, and rest here is the 13.4% revenue coming from the API business, which basically mainly they are making API mainly for the own in-house users only, because they are having the formulation business and their API having huge market for their own formulation business. There's still 13% revenue coming from the API business also. That is also the 30,834 million rupees. And now they have made additional investment for the capacity creation and capability building, and reinforced focused on the complex product with the varying volumes. And also for the API field, that 12 DMFs with the US FDA and 27 DMFs, including multiple registration in Europe FY20. So see here at the API business also they are expanding to the for their main market at the US and Europe, and they are also filling their DMFs at the in both at the US and Europe also. So that means their API business also. So now day by day restriction on the China increasing. Chinese Chinese, we all know that they are the API market leader, and now The US and Europe market, we all know after the COVID situation, the restriction of the Chinese products increasing day by day. So obviously, at this market there is a vacant, and it will also try to penetrate with the here its API products also. So there is a huge scope for its API product, because it's already having good reputation at this type of market, at US market, and as well as the Europe market, having a good reputation. I think for this reputation and for this API future business, it's running like anything. And now it's at a glance what the company is leading with the confidence. Is the seventh largest generic company by the revenue globally. Second largest listed Indian pharmaceutical company by revenue. Second largest generic company by RX dispense in the US, and top 10 generic companies in 7 out of 11 countries in the Europe. See, at Europe there is 11 countries, and at the 7 out of these 11 countries, at 7 countries is a top 10. It's among the top 10. And building the skill, 29 global state it's having the 29 global state of art manufacturing and packaging facilities, 8 R&D center, and it's already filled 3810 dosaries and 3104 DMFs, and more than 36 billion and disbursed dosaries from manufacturing in FY20, and till now 586 ANDS filled and 254 DMS filled. Growing footprint is that it's having presence at the 155 plus countries where they have already presented, and 35 countries with the front-end present, and it's it's having the 23,000 plus team size as a global workforce and 1,600 plus R&D team size. And now the financial performance is already with this data. We know it's the conclude there is the one of the global leader at the pharmaceutical industry, and its data state everything. This type of data is very good, and also mainly main revenue coming from the export. So it's the very good company which having a huge export revenue and everything. Now it is penetrating to the API business also, and last year it's filled some DMF and ANDS aggressively with the US and Europe market. I think for this business, for this penetration is likely moving like anything, and I think this business will give you significant revenue to increment. And now just look at the present data. Is the final sales, is the revenue, is the revenue of this current quarter is a jump, and the revenue is the 18.1% year-on-year basis, and EBITDA jump as the EBITDA margin was the 23.1%, and it's increased 90 bps, and net profit margin is a 19.7% in and is the market capitalization is a 4,39,688 million rupees, and its balance sheet side is a 2,89,264 million rupees, and shareholders fund is a 1,68,105 million rupees. And so this figure itself telling huge. Its revenue size is a 2,30,985 million. EBITDA is a 48,648 million. So you can imagine with this data the business size of this company, and see revenue how it is growing. Is the revenue last 5 years CAGR is a 13.4%. In last 5 years CAGR, but the net profit is a 8.7% in CAGR growth from the last 5 years. EBITDA growth is a 11.1% CAGR growth from the last 5 years, and earning per share growth is a 8.7% from the last 5 years. So this data, this growth rate is not so impressive. I think it's running for the future business, maybe into future API business and future penetration is maybe running like anything. So this the growth rate is not that much impressive. So now also balance sheet size also increasing, is gross block continuously increasing, and net worth of this company also at the 2020, it's the increased significantly compared with the last year. And also see the net debt to equity ratio, it's decreased significantly compared with the FY16 when it was a 0.58%. Now it is only 0.16%, and compared with the FY19 is decreased significantly. And also the net debt to EBITDA also, that's also last year it stands at the 1.27%. Now it stands to the only 0.56%. And now conclusion, fundamental looking very sound because it is one of the leading pharmaceutical companies, and good reduction is debt also there. Their balance sheet is visible that there is a very good reduction in debt. But though debt is very high, is more than 2,000 crores, but comparing with their reserves, that is more than 12,000 crores. So comparing with the 12,000 crores reserve, and the 2,000 crore debt is very low. And also if you will see the last quarter debt is the 3,500 crores. So within one quarter they reduced debt, sorry, 1 year they reduced debt significantly. And also said sales and profit growth data from the last 5 years is not significant improvement. But if you will see the quarter on quarter basis data on last 1 year data is really very impressive, because at the business at the Europe and US is improved significantly. And because the revenue, if you see the from the US, it's almost grow from the 30%, and the all means that is a growth of the 27%. And also at the Europe also growth as a 19%. So at the last year data is very impressive. So we can say the last out of last 5 years, 4 years business is little bit stagnant. But this last year data compared with the FY19 and FY20, if we will compare, there is a growth, significant growth is there. I think this growth, for this growth, they will sustain this growth, and investor know it. That's why they are buying this company, and it's looking, reflecting at the chart. At the chart, there is a volume breakout. That means somebody is buying, and there is also it's break the all-time high. That is also very good. So here, friends, what to do? Well, is the technical chart looking good, and I will take a call with the technical chart only. So see here is a very good breakout at the 890 level. So with the 3% below of the breakout level, I will put a stop loss. That means 30 rupees of the 890. So that is the 860 rupees weekly closing basis. So I will take a call at this company, because fundamentally this company is also superb. Company is a global giant pharmaceutical company. And so with the 860 weekly closing basis risks, I will enter at this company. So friends, this is all about this Aurobindo Pharma. And friends, if you want to enter this company, so please do your own analysis also, because I am not a SEBI registered analyst, so I don't having any right to give you any recommendation. So friend, use my analysis for learning purpose only. So friends, this is all about the Aurobindo Pharma, what I know about this. So friends, please watch my video and share my video with your friends. And anything for improvement if needed, please comment at the comments box. I will obviously try to improve. So friends, for now, bye bye and good night.